Okay, this is our SQL accounting software. After you log into the SQL accounting software, then you can view all the SQL. This is the screen. The screen you can view for the SQL accounting software. And this is the interface lah. Okay, so first, when you want to start the e-invoice, you need to do the setting first. Okay, you need to link your SQL accounting software with the LHDN My Tax Portal. So first you need to link first. Okay, how to link? Okay, you can go to the file and then company profile. Okay, make sure you have purchased the SQL e-invoice module. Okay, you got purchased the e-invoice module, then you only can use the e-invoice function in our system. Okay, so you need to purchase the module first lah. And also the company profile, you need to make sure all the info is correctly and the country is Malaysia lah. Okay, after that you can see the My Invoice tab at here. Okay, My Invoice tab. Okay, you can put in your company BIN new number and TIN number. Okay, after you put in, and then you can save. After save, you click the Connect My Invoice button. Then you can go to the screen here. Okay, so you need to know your e-invoice start date. Let's say your e-invoice start date is January 1. So you put the date to the January lah. And then for e-invoice, the linking will separate to two environment. One is production and another one is sandbox. Okay, so what is the difference between the production and sandbox? Sandbox is for testing purpose. Okay, for testing purpose, and the production is the real one. Okay, real environment. So if your company haven't start the e-invoice, then you still can using the testing environment to test the e-invoice features. Okay, but when your company already start the e-invoice, then you need to link the production one. Okay, so for how to link the e-invoice, actually I will not go through this part because if you want to try to link yourself, you can contact us for the e-invoice guideline. So we got the e-invoice video guideline, so you can follow the guideline and then to do the linking by yourself. Okay, and if you think you cannot do by yourself, you can contact us, but we got charges lah, okay, to help you to do the linking. Okay, so you need to do the linking first. Okay, so the website, the website for the production and sandbox is different. Okay, you can see the production is using myinvoice.hasil.gov.my and the sandbox is using the prepro.myinvoice.hasil.gov.my. Okay, so both the website is different. So depend you want to link for which environment. Okay, then you can log in your MyTax account. After you log in the MyTax account, then you can do the ERP setting and the intermediary setting. Okay, so after you done the ERP and intermediary setting, you can see the screen here will show the client ID secret 1, secret 2 is considered done because you can see the green tick. Okay, and you can test the intermediately here. You can click the test intermediately. You need to make sure the permission here all is tick. And the text test intermediately also have the green tick. Okay, means your linking successful. Okay, linking success for your e-invoice lah. Okay, so if you want to do the linking, you can, if you're not sure how to do, you can contact us, then we will assist lah, okay, on how to do the linking. So this is the first step. You need to link first, okay? This one is link your SQL accounting to the my tax portal, okay, to the my tax portal. So after you link, this one is only do first time only, okay, do one time only. After that, then you can no need to link again lah, okay, just link for first time. After you link, then means your system already linked with the LSDN my tax portal, then you can continue to use the e-invoice function. Okay, so after done, then after done, then you just create the register ERP this one. Okay, you create the register ERP, then it will come up linking success. You must relog on to take the effect lah. Okay, so after you done the first part, then you can go to our system to key in some info that require to submit the e-invoice. Okay, so what is the require info that require to submit? Okay, first, we can go to the maintain customer first. Okay, so in maintain customer, when I if now I want to create a new customer, okay, example DLS technology lah. Okay, so I key in the customer name, and then for the register number in SQL accounting, we can use the search function to search the register number. Okay, but normally for the Sdn Bhd you can search, but for the sole prop or partnership, most of them is unable to search lah. So, but for Sdn Bhd you can search. Okay, now I can click the search button here. Okay, you can see, it will come up the company name. So you select the correct company name. Okay, both of this is same lah. Okay, so I choose either one. Click OK. So you can see the register number already come up. Okay, beside the register number, I go to the text here. Beside the BIN number, the T number also able to search. Okay, you can see the BIN number and T number will come up. Okay, so this is the SQL accounting function can allow you to search the customer BIN and the T number. Okay, but normally for Sdn Bhd lah. Okay, if like sole prop or partnership, if you unable to search the register number and T number, you can contact your customer to request the BIN number and the T number. Okay, after you get from the customer, then you can fill in to the maintain customer here lah. Okay, you need to fill in the info. Because if you want to submit the e-invoice for this customer, so you must have BRN and the T number. Okay, so this is the required info. And also the general info here, you need to make sure you get the address, okay, address country here lah. Okay, this one is also the required column. Okay, others you can depends lah. If you get the info, then you can fill in like attention, phone number, email, all this info. Okay, and the below here, you can see got e-invoice submission. Okay, so here got non e-invoice and consolidate. Okay, so what is the difference between the e-invoice and consolidate? So you need to know about the e-invoice. Got two type. Okay, two type of the e-invoice. One is e-invoice, one is consolidate. Okay, e-invoice is individual e-invoice means by one by one the e-invoice is one by one. So if you want to if your customer want e-invoice, then I will issue the e-invoice to the customer. But if the customer no need, okay, no request the e-invoice, I also can submit the consolidate. Okay, what is the consolidate? Consolidate is like, okay, I combine the 1 month sales and submit in the next month. Okay, the next month before 7 days. Okay, before 7 days of the next month, then I need to submit the last month total sales. I need to combine all the invoice to submit the console. So this one is for like some customer is doing like a cash bill. Okay, like doing I open the shop for retail. So many customer will come to my shop to purchase something. Okay, so but the customer no need to request the e-invoice, so I can submit like consolidate. Okay, so I no need to issue e-invoice one by one. I can combine my sales and submit before the 7 days of next month. Okay, so this one is the consolidate. So you need to know what is e-invoice, what is consolidate lah. Okay, so for the e-invoice submission here, I will suggest you to select the e-invoice lah. Okay, don't select the non because all of your customer, all of your sales, you need to submit. Okay, all the sales you need to submit. So won't related to the non. Okay, so either e-invoice or consolidate. Okay, so this one is for maintain customer here. What is the info you require? And also, we can go to the maintain supplier. Okay, actually maintain supplier here also same lah. Okay, what info is required also same. The company name, address, okay, register number, you also can search. Okay, you also can search the register number and the T number. Okay, this is the required info. And also the below here, you can see the e-invoice submission is related to sell bill or consolidate. Okay, so what is the sell bill? Okay, sell bill is like, for example lah, okay, for example, if the supplier is non-business registered, registration, okay, no register any business lah, okay, so means the supplier is personal. So the supplier are unable to provide the e-invoice to your company. Okay, so you need to do the sell bill. Okay, you need to sell bill the supplier because the supplier are able to provide because the supplier no register any business. Okay, so this is one of the uh example lah. You need to submit the sell bill. And also if like example the supplier is foreign supplier. Okay, foreign supplier. So the foreign supplier also unable to provide the e-invoice, then you need to submit the sell bill also. Okay, but for some example, you no need to submit the sell bill. Okay, like the supplier able to provide e-invoice, then you no need to do the sell bill. And also the supplier the turnover is no over 1 million. Okay, the supplier business is no over the 1 million sales, so the supplier no need to start the e-invoice. Okay, so if the supplier no need to start the e-invoice, then you no need to submit the sell bill also. Okay, so this is no need to submit. Okay, so you need to know which situation you need to submit sell bill or which situation is no need. Okay, so you need to understand the what is the sell bill. Okay, so this one is depend which need to submit or which no need to submit. But for the sales, all the sales you need to submit. Okay, so this is the e-invoice submission and the classification code. Okay, classification code also is one of the required uh column, then you need to match. Okay, normally for the supplier, it's related to the sell bill classification code. Okay, if the sell bill classification code is no related to your business, then you can select the sell bills others. Okay, can using this classification code lah. Okay, so in our system, we also got the one of the function like you want to search the register number and TIN number. Okay, you can right click. We got the TIN lookup. Okay, but if you want to using the TIN lookup function, you need to link the production e-invoice first because this one is just testing ERP. So I am unable to using this function, but I can show you by another screen. Okay, I show you by another screen. You can see here, because here I already linked the production one. Okay, I already linked the production e-invoice. Then I can use the TIN lookup function. Okay, after I click the TIN lookup here, then it will go to the update TIN BIN number entry. So in this entry, you can view all of your customer in the SQL accounting software. So you can enter here and then to search the customer one by one. Okay, you can click the search button and then it will come up the customer name. Then you click OK. Then you can see the BIN number, TIN number, all this info will come up. So I can direct search all the customer BIN and TIN number at here. So I no need to select customer one by one to update. I can direct at this entry. In this entry, then I can search all the customer. Okay, so after that, after I update all of the customer register number and TIN number, then I can click the save button at the right button here. Then I click save. Okay, it will come out the company TIN and BIN have been updated lah. Okay, then I click OK. So I go to search the customer name. Okay, this just now is this customer. So I double click. Okay, then you can see the BIN number and TIN number will come up because just now I already update in my system. So it will update to my maintain customer here. Okay, so this is the another function will help you to click to speed up the uh to search your customer TIN number and BIN number. Okay, so this one is another function. And now I share the just now the previous screen. Okay, so just now I already show how to maintain the customer and supplier. So what is the info required? Okay, and also the last one is a stock item. Okay, so what required in the stock item? Okay, you can see the classification code. This one. Okay, you need to match your classification code for your stock item. So you need to choose which one is related to your maintained stock item. Okay, you can select which one is related to your business, to your stock item. Then if all of the classification is not related, then you can choose the others. Okay, so this one you need to know your item need to select which one because all of the business is different. So you need to know your one and select the correct classification code. Okay, but some of the customer don't have stock control, just doing the service lah, or just doing the account. Okay, no stock control. Then you can ignore the maintain stock item. Later, I will show you need how to do in the invoice. Okay, so in the invoice there, you need to how to issue if you're not related to any item lah. If your company got selling any item, then you need to match the classification code. Okay, so this one classification code is required for the stock item. Okay, that's all for the item. And after you done, fill in all the info that require for submit the e-invoice, then now you can start to do the purchase and sales. Okay, for the purchase and sales, uh, okay, you can see the purchase got the purchase invoice, sales got sales invoice, but for the supplier also got supplier invoice, customer got customer invoice. Okay, for e-invoice, you cannot use the customer invoice and supplier invoice anymore because the customer invoice and supplier invoice, you unable to submit the e-invoice. You cannot view the e-invoice button at here, but you can see the sales and purchase invoice at the right hand side, got the my invoice button. So means only the purchase invoice and sales invoice is able to submit the e-invoice. For supplier invoice and customer invoice is unable to submit. So you cannot to use the customer and supplier invoice anymore lah. So all of the invoice you you just key into the sales and purchase invoice. Okay, so you need to change the way lah, change your way to using the software. So first I can go to the purchase invoice. Okay, in purchase invoice, now let's say I already issue one of the purchase invoice. Okay, so for this supplier, let's say this supplier unable to provide the e-invoice because the this supplier is foreign supplier. Okay, it's foreign supplier. So this supplier unable to provide the e-invoice, then I need to do the sell bill. Okay, so how I can do the sell bill? You can fill in all the info first, like previous how you issue the purchase invoice. Okay, you select the supplier name, key in the invoice number, date, and the item that supplier bill to you to your company. After you select, okay, at the more here, the system already capture all of the info. Just now you already maintain all of the info in maintain supplier. Okay, so the system here already capture all the info here. You can see the BIN number, TIN number, all this info already capture from the maintain supplier. So you need to maintain all the info in maintain supplier and maintain customer. Then your invoice will able to capture. Okay, so now all the info already captured. Then I can click the My Invoice button and click the Submit e-invoice. Just now, this one I want to submit for sell bill because I already select. You can see the here. You can see here the submission. I already select sell bill lah. Okay, so when I submit, this one is sell bill. Okay, I submit the e-invoice. You can see only 2 seconds. The e-invoice already valid, already submit to the LHDN. Okay, and this one is all the info that LHDN can capture lah, like the supplier name, buyer name. Okay, what is the amount and what is the submission date? Okay, and have the QR code. Okay, after you submit, you can preview your bill, preview your invoice format. Okay, because this one is sandbox lah. So sandbox, if I want to print with the QR code, then I need to enter the password. This one is for sandbox. If production, then this one will not come out lah. You no need to key in the password. Okay, so you can see my bill button here will show the QR code. Means this one I already submit for e-invoice, for the sell bill e-invoice. Then the QR code will come out. You can try to scan the QR code, then you will able to view the e-invoice data. Okay, so this one is after you submit, then only will come out the QR code. If like the others invoice that like this invoice I haven't submit e-invoice, right? So when I view the invoice, it will not have any QR code. After you submit, the QR code only will come out. Okay, so just now I got mentioned what citation you need to submit the sale bill and what citation you no need to submit. So you need to know. Then you only can know how to do what you need to submit lah. Then you only can submit or no need to submit in SQL accounting software. Okay, so beside the function that I mentioned just now, in the purchase invoice, if your supplier already submit, okay, now you request e-invoice from your supplier, so your supplier will submit the e-invoice. Okay, will submit the invoice, then you can use the function like import. Okay, you can see the My Invoice button here. We got batch import e-invoice. This one. You need to view at the listing here lah. You cannot go inside to use this one because inside don't have the batch import. Only the listing here. Okay, the listing here you can select the batch import e-invoice. Okay, what is this purpose? This one is for like your supplier already submit the invoice, then you don't want to manually key in the invoice again. You don't want to manually key in the invoice again, then you use the import function because your supplier already submit. So you can get the data. Okay, you can get the data at the submit tab here. Okay, you can get the data like when to when, then you apply the date and you can go to the submitted here. So all this document is your supplier already submit for e-invoice. Then it will come up at here. The system able to capture, okay, able to capture the info at here lah. Okay, and now I want to import one of the purchase invoice to my system. Okay, so how to do this one? Okay, let's say you need to match your supplier code first lah. Okay, like this one. Now I want to import the purchase invoice for this one. Then you need to match your supplier code first. Because the system can don't know what is this supplier, so you need to match what is this supplier in your system. So you select And then the below here, you can see the below here got the item. Okay. If related to any item, then you need to select the item. Okay. This supplier selling which item to your company, then you select the item code. If no related to any item code, then you can blank. You can no need to select. You can blank it. And also, if this invoice got the text, then you need to select the text also lah. Okay. After that, you can see the right hand side got the download button. Okay, got the download button. Then you click the download button. Okay, I think now the LHDN site got problem lah, so I unable to import. Okay, because the LHDN they got some system down. Okay, so I unable to import. Okay, so you can know just match the supplier code and the item code or the text code. After you match, then you click the download button. This one. After you click, it will import to your system. Okay, if you import, then you no need to manually key in the purchase invoice again lah, if you use the import function. Okay, but now I unable to show you because the LHDN server there got problem, so I unable to import now. Okay, but I got show you got this function lah. Okay, this function batch import. Okay, apply the date, go to the submitted, and then match your supplier code and the item code below or text code, and then click the download button. Then the system will able to import the purchase invoice to your system. Then you no need to manually key in the purchase invoice again because you already import. Okay, so this one is one of the function that you can import from the e-invoice there. Okay, so this one is related to the purchase. And for the sales, okay, for the sales invoice, you also able to submit the e-invoice. Okay, so now I issue the invoice as usual. Okay, you can key in your invoice like previous lah. Okay, how you issue the invoice, select the customer. Okay, the invoice number you can let the system auto run and then select the correct date and the item code. Okay, your item, if your business is not related to any stock control lah. Okay, like now I want to issue the invoice without stock item. So how to do? I can add in, then I can no need to submit the item code. I just key in the decision, quantity, and the unit price. So I can skip the item code. I no need to select. Okay, so more here also the info already capture lah because I already maintain customer. So all the info already capture. So I no need to key in or do anything at here lah. Okay, so now I already issued this invoice. Then I save and I can click the My Invoice button right hand side and click Submit e-invoice. Okay, before I submit e-invoice, you can see my report here. Also don't have any QR code. Don't have any QR code. And now I click the Submit e-invoice. Okay, also 2 seconds. The e-invoice already submitted, already valid. Okay, so this is the info. And now I can preview my report. You can see now the QR code already show. So if your customer requests e-invoice from your company, then you need to print out or export out the report with QR code. So to prove your invoice is e-invoice. Okay? QR code is the proof. Proof this invoice is e-invoice. Okay? So this is how to submit the e-invoice in sales invoice. Okay, this one is submit e-invoice, but if you want to submit consolidate, okay, just now I got mentioned what is the consolidate, like uh the customer no request e-invoice, so you want to submit the sales in total, okay, for last month. So I want to submit the invoice for consolidate. Then how to submit the consolidate? Okay, for inside is submit the e-invoice, but at the listing here is submit consolidate. Okay, so you need to know how to submit for e-invoice and how to submit for consolidate. So consolidate, you need to submit at the listing here. Okay, at the listing here, you can view the consolidate invoice. You click this one, consolidate. Okay, then I put in the date. Okay, I just doing the example only lah. I doing the example only. Okay, like this is the date that I want to submit the console. But you need to know consolidate must submit every month before the 7 days. Okay, every month before the 7 days to submit the last month sales. Okay, this one is the LHDN rules lah. LHDN e-invoice rules. So you need to follow. Okay, so this one is example. I've already put in the date and include which one is haven't submit the e-invoice. Then I apply. So it will come out the invoice that unsubmitted. Okay, you can see the IV dash 00019. This one is just now I already submit. Okay, already got tick at here. And also the status here is valid. Okay, so it will not show at the consolidate here anymore. You can see until the 18 only. Okay, so now which one I want to submit for consolidate, then I tick. If all the invoice that I want to submit for consolidate, you can right click, tick all. Okay, then I click next. You can see here, the system already combined IV0001 until IV0018. And the total is 200,000 lah. Okay, so this one is the total figure. Then I can click submit. At the bottom here got the submit button. I click submit. Okay, so I already submit for the consolidate. And the below here is the info. So at the info here, LHDN will not know what is your buyer name because I submit as console, so will not come out the buyer name. It only will show general public and the total amount. So LHDN will not know the each invoice figure. They only know the total amount because I submit as console. I combine all the sales. Okay, so this one is the consolidate. Different with the e-invoice lah. Okay, just now the e-invoice you can view by each document. You can see just now I submit e-invoice for this document. LHDN can know the buyer name. Okay, and then the LHDN can know the each document amount. So this one is e-invoice. Just now that one is consolidate. So it's different. And you can see the screen here show 2D. Okay, what is 2D? This one is not Toto. Okay, this one is like the system let you know the e-invoice already submit for how many days. Okay, because you need to know e-invoice after you submit, if you want to cancel the e-invoice, you need to cancel within 3 days. Okay, within 3 days. After 3 days, you are not able to cancel the e-invoice anymore. Okay, so within 3 days, okay, just this one is show still got 2 days. Okay, so means you still can cancel. Okay, how to cancel? You can see now I click inside and click the My Invoice button. I can click the cancel e-invoice within 3 days because I want to edit the invoice or I want to edit any info in the invoice, then I submit again. Then I cancel first. So you click the cancel button, key in the reason for cancellation, and then initial cancellation. Okay, it will come out a cancellation date and the reason. Okay, you can see here, it will come out like the cancel icon. Okay, like cancel icon. So I can know this invoice already cancelled. Okay, now let's say I want to edit this document 100 to 200. Okay, after I edit, then I can submit again. Okay, then I already submitted. Okay, so this is the way. If you already submit e-invoice, you want to amend, you want to edit the invoice info, you only can cancel the e-invoice first, then only can edit. After edit, then you need to submit again. Okay, how about if the e-invoice already submit after 3 days? Okay, after 3 days, you are not able to cancel anymore. This button will cannot click anymore lah. Okay, so how to do? If after 3 days, you need to issue the CN. Okay, issue the CN. So the CN you after you issue, you also need to submit the CN. Credit note, this one. Credit note also able to submit e-invoice. Okay, so means after 3 days, if your invoice already issue and after 3 days, but you want to edit the info, so you need to issue the credit note. So after you issue the credit note, then you need to submit the credit note also. Okay, after you submit the credit note, then you can issue the invoice again and then submit again. So this is the correct way to submit your e-invoice. If you got the situation like you want to return the sales or you want to edit any info in the invoice. Okay, so this is how to do the e-invoice lah. Okay, if your company got many invoice in 1 day, okay, got many invoice in 1 day, so you think, or if I want to click one by one to submit, I need to click one by one to submit is require too many times to do it lah. So you also can click the button here. You can using the batch submit. Okay, batch submit is different with the consolidate. Consolidate is just now I mentioned, but batch submit is for e-invoice. Okay, consolidate is consolidate. E-invoice is e-invoice. Both is different. Okay, this one is just easy for you. Can direct apply the date Okay, because I don't have any e-invoice haven't submit lah. So I cancel first lah. Okay. Now, if let's say I want to submit for e-invoice lah, I don't want to one by one to click in and submit. Then I can direct using the batch submit function, put in the date, apply. I think because just now I already issue for consolidate. Never mind, I issue for another bill lah. Okay, I issue another bill. Okay, let's say now I got another bill. I got many bill in one days, but I don't want one by one to submit. Then I can go to here, click the batch submit. Then it will come out the invoice that haven't submit for invoice. Then I tick the invoice that I want to submit. And below here, you can see the submit button. I click submit. Then it will show the status is valid. So at the outside here, I can see both of the invoice already submit for the e-invoice. So I no need to one by one to click submit lah. I can direct use the batch submit function and then select all the invoice that I want to submit for e-invoice. So this is the one of the function that you can use to easy submit the e-invoice for all of your invoice in one days. Okay, so beside the function that I mentioned just now, in our system also got one of the function. Okay, got one of the function. Okay, let me show you. I think I go to issue the cash bill lah. Okay, another function like if my company is doing the retail or I got open the shop. Okay, I open the shop to doing the retail or F&B lah, let's say. Okay, so I got many customer will come to my shop to purchase anything. Okay, so one day I got many customer. Okay, so I will issue the cash bill. Okay, but I don't know which customer need e-invoice or which customer is no need the e-invoice. So I can use the function. Okay, you can see the my invoice button here. We got the one of the function is enable e-invoice request. Okay, so this is one of the function. Okay, what is this? You can see now I enable the e-invoice request, enter the password. Okay, then the report you must use this format. Case use one, my invoice request. You need to use this report. So in this report, we'll show the QR code. Okay, so the QR code, you just scan. You can scan. Okay, let's say now I am the customer. I go to your shop to buy something lah. Okay, then you print out the receipt to me. Then I receipt the report. The bottom here will show the QR code. So this is the my invoice request QR code. Then I can scan. Okay, I can scan the QR code and it will bring me to the link. So after you scan, you can try lah. Okay, now you can try. You can scan the QR code. Then you can see the phone will come up the link. Okay, the link you need to key in the ID, TIN number, company name, and phone number, email. Okay, so all this info you need to key in. Okay, now let's say I do the example lah. Okay, I do the example. Uh, I fill in the data. I fill in the info first. Okay, let's say I fill in the info at my phone first. Okay, I already submit through my phone. Okay, I already submitted. I already click the scan the QR code and then key in the info and click submit at my phone. So now I refresh. You can see the detail here, e-invoice submitted because I already submit. So the system can link. Okay, like you send the report to your customer. Okay, you send your report to your customer with the my invoice request. So the customer scan the QR code. Then after scan and submit, your system can direct get the info. So it will direct submitted, direct valid in your system. So you no need to submit anymore because your customer already key in the info and submit. Okay, so this one is sent with like petrol stations, supermarket. So all this business lah, they will send you the invoice. They will print out the invoice and then scan the QR code. Then you can key in your info and submit. Then you can get the invoice. So this is send things lah. Okay, so this is one of the function that you can use. You can send to your customer and then customer, if need invoice, then they will key in the info and submit. Then you no need to do anything. Okay, because if you got many customer come to your shop, so this customer say, oh, I want invoice, then I need to submit, then I need to print out the e-invoice to the customer. So got many customer, then you need to do many time. Okay, so this one is one of the function that you can speed up. You can let your customer key in by yourself and then to submit. Okay, so this is for the sales invoice. Okay, and last one. Okay, last one is the cash book entry. Okay, cash book entry normally is for the expenses. Okay, purchase is you purchase any from your supplier. Sales is you selling any to your customer, and the GL cash book is for expenses. Okay, so for expenses, you also need to do e-invoice. Okay, you need to know expenses like render, like electricity, water, Wi-Fi, all these expenses also need e-invoice. Okay, so you can do the e-invoice in cash book entry also. Okay, let's say now I got one of the expenses is render. Okay, let's say every month I will pay my renter to Mr. Tan. Okay, so I will select the account code is render lah. And the amount. Okay, but Mr. Tan is personal. Mr. Tan is individual. Don't have register any business. Don't have any registered company. Okay, so how? Because I need e-invoice only can deduct the tax. Okay, only can claim tax. Okay, so how Mr. Tan unable to provide e-invoice? Then I only can do sell bill to Mr. Tan. Okay, I need to sell bill Mr. Tan. Okay, so Mr. Tan, I need to get the info from Mr. Tan and then key into the more button here. Okay, so I need the Mr. Tan full name lah. Okay, let's say Tan Akau. Okay, so I key in the owner which rent the office to your company. Okay, so I key in the owner name, the landlord, okay, the landlord name, and then the address you can get from your owner and the country. Okay, let's say it's Malaysia, so I select Malaysia, and the submission here you can select this one is related to sell bill because I want to sell bill this owner. And because this one is individual, don't have any registered company, so don't have register number. So I will get the IC. Okay, if Malaysia people, then I can get IC. If foreign people, then I can get passport. Okay, if Malaysia people, I get the IC. So I key in the IC lah. Okay, let's say now I key in the IC. And then the TIN number you also can get from the owner, but I think many people don't provide the TIN number lah. Okay, don't provide the TIN number. So never mind. If the owner don't want to provide the TIN number, you also can select the public TIN number. Okay, general public is for Malaysia lah. If foreigner, you can select another TIN number lah. Okay, I select the general public. Okay, after I fill in all this required info, I save. At the My Invoice button here, I can submit. Okay, sometimes the e-invoice submission will slow a bit lah because many user is submitted. Okay, many user is submitting the e-invoice, so will make your system submit is become slow. Okay, so tick is mean already submitted lah, and it's valid. Okay, so this is you need to self bill your landlord, your owner, because your owner unable to provide e-invoice, so you need to do the sell bill also. Okay, so this one is how to do the sell bill for your expenses. You also need to know which expenses you need to do sell bill and which no need to do the sell bill lah. Okay, so this is how to do the sell bill e-invoice submission at payment voucher. Okay, okay, so I repeat again. Just now, first I already mentioned you need to link your e-invoice first at the company profile, key in TIN number and BI number, and then save, connect, and do the linking first. Okay, do the linking first. This is the first step. After that, you can go to the customer site to key in the required info like ID, BI number and TIN number and all the info, general info here. Okay, and the maintenance supplier also same. Company name, register number, address, BI number, TIN number. Okay, and also the last one is stock item. The classification code you need to match. Okay, if your company don't have any stock control, don't have any stock, then you can ignore this one. And then the purchase, you can manually key in or using the import function. Okay, and the sales, you can submit the invoice also, or you want to batch submit also can, and the consolidate invoice. Okay, and then another function is enable the e-invoice request also. Okay, so the invoice you need to key in sales invoice and purchase invoice, not suggest to key into supplier invoice and customer invoice. Okay, because customer invoice and supplier invoice is unable to do the e-invoice submission. Okay, and the last one is GL cash flow for expenses. If the expenses you cannot get e-invoice, also need to get the info from your supplier or owner, then only can do the submission for sell bill. Okay, so this is all the function and how to use the e-invoice in our SQL accounting system. Okay, so that's all for the features function in SQL accounting. And now is Q&A section. Then I will answer the question lah. Okay, so I see got a lot of question. So I scroll up first. Okay, the first question I see if my ERP and intermediary date different, is it okay? And I have accidentally to register for two ERP. Is there any problem? Okay, ERP and intermediary date different is okay. And also you got two ERP also no problem. Okay, you just using one of the ERP only because you unable to delete once you already register for two ERP, the system is not allow you to delete, but it's okay. You just leave it, just using one of the ERP only lah. Okay, you just make sure. Okay, you just to make sure when you put in your client ID secret one, secret two, all the status is got the tick one got the green tick one. Okay, means you already link success lah. And also the intermediary you need to test. Okay, if the status is green tick means the setting is done correctly. Okay, so you just make sure it's the status only. Okay, second question. Okay, can key in more than one email address for the customer which provided. Okay, more than one address. Actually, in our maintain customer, okay, so normally if you want to key more than one customer lah, we will using this symbol and then key in another email lah. Okay. But customer who is not eligible for e-invoice, no need BIN and T number, right? A lot of customers don't want to give these two info. Yes. If your customer is no request any e-invoice, so you just submit the consolidate, right? So if you submit the consolidate, you cannot, you can no need to get any info. You just submit only. Okay, so don't have any info also can submit for the consolidate. Only e-invoice is need the info. Consolidate is no need any info, also can submit. Okay, can ask about the MSIC code. So far, when we entering info didn't request us to fill in, it's a must for us to key when open billing. No, NSIC code is not a required column. So in our system, all the customer and supplier don't have any column to key in the NSIC code. Okay, the NSIC code only for your company profile here. Only can select the industry code. Okay, for customer and supplier don't have any column require this code. Okay, when we submit request e-invoice for customer, the e-invoice is follow our header report address or the address in general in SQL system because I have moving and change the address already. Okay, uh, you submit the request e-invoice. So the e-invoice is follow your report header. Okay, because okay when you submit the request e-invoice, right? Then just now I got mentioned you must use the second report format. This one. Okay, key in the password. So this report header is follow your report header here. Okay, follow your report header. And then you just send this report format to your customer to scan the e-invoice request. Okay, if the supplier no over 1 million, classification for that supplier is none. Yes, if the supplier no don't have any invoice, right? Because no over 1 million. So the supplier no need to register the invoice and no need to provide any e-invoice to their customer lah. Okay, so if your supplier no register any invoice, then you just get the normal receipt. Okay, the normal receipt, then you can key into your system lah. Okay, no need do any related to invoice. Okay, no need do any sell bill also. Just normal key in only. Okay, if the supplier is able to provide the e-invoice to us, the submission is put none and classification is zeros. Okay, this one is same with the question just now. If supplier no over 1 million, so no need to provide e-invoice, then you no need to submit sell bill. And the supplier is able to provide same, you also no need to do any submission for e-invoice, just none. Okay. Now I paying renter to a company which without TIN number, what should I do? To a company, why the company don't have TIN number? This one you need to check. Okay, why the company don't have TIN number? Because as I know, if the company is registered, company is got register the business, so should have the register number and the TIN number. So you need to get from the company, then you only can key in and submit. Or actually the company, or actually the company, if registered company, right, then the company I think is able to provide the invoice if the company already over 1 million. Okay, but if the company no over 1 million, then the company just provide the normal invoice. So you also no need to do any sell bill. The active environment is it always go live instead of none? Okay, the active environment is depends when is your e-invoice start date. Okay, if your e-invoice haven't start, so the active environment will show none. Okay, so once your e-invoice started, then the active environment will show production. Okay, if you already done setting for production, so the active environment will show production. So you need to make sure, okay, you need to make sure your active environment is production once your e-invoice started. Yes, if you already click go live, but your e-invoice date is haven't start, right? It's January 2026, right? So you have to wait. Okay, have to wait until January 2026. Then the system will show the active environment is production. Okay, after we submit my invoice for the customer, the LSDN will direct email the invoice to our customer, or we still need to print out the invoice with QR code and email to customer again. Okay, after you submit, right, the LSDN I think will not email to the customer, but the customer can log into the MyTax portal to view the info lah. Okay, to view after you already submitted. Okay, the customer able to log in to the MyTax to view the info. But I think your site still need to print out or export out to email or give the hard copy with the QR code to your customer. This is the better. Okay, your site also need to provide. How about if we do know the buyer detail, such as their name, address, phone number, and etc. Okay, how to submit the consolidated e-invoice for them? Okay, so the buyer, if you want to submit the console, you no need to get any info. Okay, so it's able to submit. So you no need to get any info for the consolidated e-invoice. Only e-invoice need to get the info. And also actually the phone number, all this is not required lah. Just the NIN, address, TIN number, BIN number, or IC. Okay? You means we can always put enable e-invoice request for all our customer. After submit e-invoice, then put enable e-invoice request to print out the invoice, right? Okay. You can always put the enable e-invoice request, but uh Okay, so if all your customer you want to print out with the e-email request QR code, so you just enable lah because all the customer you need ma. Okay, so you just enable. But you mentioned after submit invoice, put enable email request to print out the invoice actually is not related. Okay, you enable email request is not related to submit invoice. Actually, both are no linking now. Okay, after you submit, the QR code will come up after you submit. But the email request is email request QR code. Both QR code is different. Okay, submit e-invoice QR code is different with the enable email request QR code. Okay, so different things. Any free course on cleaning SQL? Cleaning SQL, you means another module or another software. Okay, this one I not clear. You can clarify this one. If sell bill after 2 months, is it okay or have due date? Okay, sell bill actually based on the LSTN rules, they not mention sell bill you need to submit within how many days. Okay, only the consolidate. Consolidate based on the LSTN rules, they got mentioned before every month of 7 days, you need to submit the last month's sales. This one is the LSTN rules lah. But for e-invoice and sell bills sell bill e-invoice submission, they have no mention you need to submit within how many months or how many days. But what I suggest is you submit your e-invoice as soon as possible lah. Okay, don't submit after few months. I think within the same month is better. Okay. What about the landlord is registered as Sdn Bhd? Do I have to do sell bill? Okay, so if your landlord is registered Sdn Bhd, then the landlord is able to provide invoice. So depend the landlord is over 1 million or not. If over 1 million, then the landlord will provide e-invoice. But it's no over, then the landlord is just provide the normal invoice. So both you also no need to do sell bill. Okay, just normal key in the invoice that the landlord provide. Okay, for sell bill, uh for sell bill, there a landlord help us to pay for indoor water. So in PV, we do include the indoor water amount together with the renter. How to separate it when doing sell bill? Okay, landlord help to pay the indoor water. Okay, so don't include the water. Okay, so depends the renter and the renter and the indoor water is it pay together? Okay, if you want to pay together to your landlord, so I think you no need to separate. You just key to one payment voucher, and then the more there key in your landlord info. Okay, just now I got mentioned at the GL casebook entry. Okay, let's say this one is your landlord. Okay, your renter and another one like indoor water. Okay, I don't have. Let's say the water lah. Okay. Okay, then I just normal key in. Okay, so I just issue like this. And then at the mode here, you key in your landlord info. Okay, your landlord info. Okay, so your landlord info. Then you just submit. Because this is the send landlord name. Okay, send owner. If send owner, then you can do in one PV. You no need to separate also can. Okay, unless this is the different owner. If different landlord, different owner, then you only need to separate when doing the sell bill. Okay, supplier invoice don't use need use purchase invoice only. Okay. My suggestion for the invoice, better don't use supplier invoice and customer invoice. Just use purchase invoice and sales invoice because I worry later you will confuse. Okay, you will confuse when I need to use supply invoice, when I use the purchase invoice, you will confuse. So, I think all the invoice you just do in same entry lah. Okay, same entry like purchase invoice and sales invoice. Don't separate. So if separate, then you will confuse. You will think, oh, when I need to use supplier, when I need to use a purchase. So you will confuse lah, I think. Okay. Go back to the last just now the question. Wouldn't it later the landlord will be charged for the indoor water too? Okay, because just now you mentioned the landlord pay the indoor water. Okay, because the landlord pay, not your company pay. Okay, so you want to pay back the money to the landlord. So the indoor water is not under your company name. Okay, not under your company name. So you need to sell bill your landlord also. Because the indoor water will under the landlord name, so you just sell bill the landlord. This one is correct. Okay. Okay, if I can get e-invoice from supplier, can I key in under supplier invoice but not key in under purchase invoice? Is it okay? Uh, it's okay. Okay, if you want to key in supplier invoice because you no need to do any sell bill. You already got e-invoice from supplier or the supplier no over 1 million, so no need to provide any e-invoice. So you just normal key in the invoice. If you want to key in under supplier invoice, it's okay. Okay, it's okay. I just mentioned is my suggestion now. Okay, my suggestion is I worry the user is confused. Okay, I worry user is confused, so I suggest all key in purchase invoice and sales invoice. But if you know how to do, you want to key into the supplier invoice, also can, no problem. Won't be wrong also. Okay, when my supplier give us e-invoice, how do we book in SQL? Otherwise, supplier just provide normal invoice. How to account in SQL tool? Can you show the step again? Uh, okay. Supplier give e-invoice. Okay. So you just normal key in lah. Okay, just normal key in like just now. Let's say now supplier provide. Okay, for example, now supplier provide e-invoice. Then I want to key in the purchase to my system. Then I key in the purchase invoice. Okay, just now I got mentioned got two method. Okay, first method you can manually key in like usual. Okay, the supplier already provide the normal invoice, right? Then you just key in the invoice number based on the invoice and then the date. And then depends you want to match the item or not. If don't want, then you just direct key in the decision, key in the quantity, key in the unit price. Okay, so follow your supplier invoice to key in. Okay, after key in, then consider done. This is the manually method to key in. And also, if your supplier already submit for e-invoice, just now I got mentioned you also can use the batch import method. Okay, fill in the date, apply, submitted here. You can view which one is the supplier already submit and you haven't import to your system. So you can match the supplier code and then the item code if got, and then the text, and then click the download button. Okay. After you click download, then it will import to your system. So got two methods. One is manually key in, one is import from the e-invoice date. Okay, do we key in utilities company as supplier? Okay, normally for utilities like expenses, normally we wouldn't maintain supplier lah. Okay, we wouldn't maintain supplier. Just now I got mentioned you can do it in cash book entry. Okay, I can do it cash book entry for like electricity, water. Okay, so I no need to maintain any supplier. I just key in payment to who, which landlord, which owner. Okay, and then key in the figure. Okay, if you want to do self bill, just key into the more here. Okay, at the more here, the system will save the info, will save the landlord info. Okay, like just now I got key in the Dan account, right? So the Dan account info already saved in the system. But this Dan account will not maintain as here, will not maintain in here. Okay, the data just store at the cash book entry. Okay, just store at here. So you can key in your landlord name at here, key in the info at here. So next time you're able to capture the info at here also lah. Okay, so no need to key in again. Okay, so this is the way you don't want to maintain the landlord as supplier. Okay, so okay, back to the question just now. For both invoice, can we use the manual method? Yes, you can use the manual method. So this one is just the different method lah. Depend which method you prefer. So you just using the method that you want lah. Okay, this is no correct, no wrong lah. Okay, can we amend the consolidated e-invoice? Okay, if you want to amend the consolidated invoice, right? Uh, Sales invoice. If let's say I already submit consolidate. Okay, now I submit. All this I already submit for consolidate, but one of the invoice, I want to edit the info. Okay, so actually it cannot. Okay, actually, if you already submitted, cannot to edit the info inside. If you want to cancel, if you cancel all the invoice that you consolidate. So just now I already submit 18 document, but I need to edit one of the invoice only. But you cancel, the system not allow you just cancel one of the invoice. You need to cancel the 18 document. So I will not suggest you to cancel all the invoice you already submit. So the way I suggest is you create the credit note. Okay, you create a credit note to CN one of the invoice amount. Okay, do the CN for one of the invoice amount, then submit the CN. and then you reissue the invoice again and submit. Okay, I think this one is more better lah. Okay, more better. Okay, compare to you cancel the all the invoice you already submit. Okay, could you please show me again how to print out the invoice with QR code for customer after I submit for e-invoice? We still can key in manually for the purchase invoice instead of, okay, this one is two question. Okay, show me again how to print out the e-invoice with QR code. Okay. Okay, I show in cash sales better lah. Okay, cash sales. Okay, just I issue the cash sales. Okay, here we got the enable sandbox email request. I I select this one, key in the password, your admin password lah, key in your admin password. Okay, then you can see here already tick. So means I already enable the request. So after I enable, I need to use the my invoice request format. You need to use this one. Okay, others cannot. Okay, let's say the others don't have the QR code. You can see don't have the QR code. Only the second one, this one, my invoice request, got the QR code. So the QR code you can print out or export out and send to your customer. And then your customer, if want the e want the e-invoice, want to request the e-invoice, they can scan the QR code and then key in their info. Okay, key in their info and submit. Then your system will be able to link. Okay, like this one, just now I key in through my phone. So the system can capture the customer already submitted. Okay, so this one is the e-invoice request function. Same. Okay, normal customer also same. Invoice also can do like this way. Okay, also already enable, because once you enable, then every document, you also just using this format only. Okay, once you enable, you just using the second format. Okay, the format also got QR code. Actually, it's same. Even though cash sales or invoice also got my invoice request. Same things for all the customer. Okay, we still can key manually for the purchase invoice instead of import from my invoice, right? Yes. Manually key in is accepted. Depends what method you prefer. Okay, how do I know that a customer need e-invoice? Do I need to ask every time, or can I issue an e-invoice for all customer? Uh, okay. So for this question, actually, if customer need e-invoice, they will request. Okay, they will request. If the customer no request, I will consider the customer no need e-invoice. But if you want to ask, also can. Okay, but if you don't ask, you can let the customer know. If one e-invoice need request within 3 days. Okay, after 3 days, I consider you no need e-invoice, then I will submit as consolidate. Okay, so this one is depends how you deal with your customer lah. Okay, so you can talk to your customer lah, or if you want, then you request within 3 days. You no need, then I just submit console lah. Okay. Can I issue e-invoice for all customer? Actually, I think this one is depend business nature. Okay, some business cannot submit console like construction. Okay, construction company is not require is not able to submit for consolidate, must submit e-invoice for all customer. So this one is depend business nature lah. Okay. Okay, so that means we will have to enable all sales invoice to general public. Enable all sales invoice to general public. Uh, this one you mean is consolidate, is it? General public or okay. So this one is if your customer no request e-invoice, then I will submit console lah. Okay, so console after I submit is considered general public. Okay. If the utilities is company, means we need the BIN from TNB. No. Okay. So if the utilities, okay, like TNB, Shabas, okay, bill the utilities to your company, means the TNB bill and the water bill is under your company name. So you no need to do any cell bill. You no need to submit the cell bill because the TNP bill, the utilities is under your company name. Only the TNB bill other owner or bill other landlord name, then you only need to do the cell bill to the landlord. But the TNB bill is under your company name, you no need to do any cell bill submission. Okay, so you need to know for this one. For foreign supplier, can you show the step to do the cell bill again? Okay, for foreign supplier, okay, let's say now I got a foreign supplier, like this one. Okay, okay, for foreign supplier, this one. Okay, so for foreign supplier, they don't have okay, let's say the foreign supplier don't have provide any info lah. Okay, any info. And also the T number also no provide. So any info also no provide. So how to do the sell bill for the supplier, for this foreign supplier? Okay, you need to go to the purchase invoice. Okay, purchase invoice. You select the foreign supplier. You select the item. Okay, so at the info here, if I want to submit a sell bill, okay, and the info, let's say, I don't have the info. The T number, I select this one is a foreign supplier. Okay, I select the T number is foreign supplier. Then I save. I click submit. You can see I still able to submit the e-invoice for this foreign supplier because normally lah, foreign supplier won't provide any info. Okay, so you just blank it. You can blank. And then the T number, you just select the foreign supplier, then you can submit already. for the cell bill. Okay, sales order already make payment, but not yet transfer to invoice. Is it okay? Okay. E-invoice is depends on invoice. Sales order is not related. Okay, so means once you already issue to invoice, then you need to submit e-invoice. Can individual landlord just issue normal monthly rental to us, so we do not need to sell bill? Is this allowed by SDN? Individual landlord issue normal invoice, but it's not e-invoice. Okay, so you need e-invoice. Okay, need e-invoice. So it's not allowed. Okay, not allowed. You cannot just get the normal invoice because the individual landlord uh is different. If the individual landlord got register the business, okay, got register the business, but the business is not over 1 million, so means the landlord is no e-invoice required. So they issue the normal invoice is okay. But if the landlord is no register any business, just the individual, personal, okay, so you must sell bill. Okay, you must sell bill. So depends the landlord got register business or not. And the business is the turnover is it hit the e-invoice the amount. If I pay cash to a foreign cleaner, do I have to open a PV as well? Uh, yes, normally if you're paying these expenses, right? So expenses normally will open as invoice lah. And open as PV, sorry. Okay, open as PV because this one is your expenses you need to pay to someone lah. Okay, do we need to submit our PV to SDN? Okay, this one depend. Okay, PV you need to submit or not. This one is depend. Depend what you mention in PV. Okay, what you issue in PV. Okay, so this one is depend. Just now I got mentioned if renter but the renter is don't have e-invoice because the owner is personal. So I need to submit. Okay. What mean of UUID in system? Okay, UUID is after you already submit e-invoice. Okay, after you submit e-invoice, all the invoice, all the e-invoice got UUID. Okay, so the UUID is for this e-invoice document. Every document got different UUID. This one is for e-invoice. Okay, so still got any question? Okay, could you please show me how to generate QR code my email request for sales invoice? Because I tried it, but the QR code does not appear. Okay, sales invoice here. Okay, I issue the new invoice. Okay, I disable first. I disable first. Okay, so in sales invoice here, if I want to enable the request, select this button, click the enable sandbox request, this one, and then key in the admin password. Okay, preview. Select the second format. Then the QR code will come up. Okay, I think why you try the system is not clear. I think because you haven't linked for any e-invoice, is it? you must link your e-invoice first, only can use the function. Okay, you need to link first. Is it necessary to key in purchase invoice with e-invoice? I have been practice for sales invoice only. Please advise. Purchase invoice. Okay, purchase invoice you need to key in. Okay, if you already purchase something, you buy something from a supplier, so this purchase invoice sure must key into your system because this one is your purchase. Okay, so this one is your purchase, you must key in. Or you means need submit e-invoice, is it? Need submit sell bill, is it? Okay, purchase invoice just now I got mentioned. What situation you need to submit sell bill, e-invoice, what situation is no need. Okay, if your supplier got provide e-invoice, so you just normal key in, no need submit e-invoice. Okay, if your supplier no over 1 million, unable to provide, you also just normal key in, no need submit e-invoice. Just other situation you need to submit with e-invoice. But purchase invoice sure must key into your system because this one is your purchase. You want to do your account, so you must key in the purchase. Okay, can I have clarification on my question as okay. Okay, what I mean is you say we will choose enable e-invoice when issue sell bill to work in customer. So I need to use enable function to all, including tools who do need e-invoice. Okay, because walk-in customer, you don't know which customer need e-invoice, which customer don't need e-invoice. So you just provide the QR code to them only. If they want, they will scan and request. But if the customer don't need, they will ignore the QR code. So you don't know which customer need, then you only use this enable e-invoice function, right? Because you use this enable e-invoice function is because you don't know who need e-invoice, who don't need. Okay, so you use, so this is the purpose you using this enable function. Okay, normally I will open a deposit invoice after receive the deposit from the customer. So if the customer does not need an e-invoice, then I don't need to submit an e-invoice. So to me- Okay. For if the customer don't need invoice, you no need to submit invoice. This one is correct. But for the deposit, this one I think you need to check deposit. Is it required to submit invoice? This one I think you need to double check because I'm not sure which kind of deposit. Because some of the deposit is required to submit invoice. Okay, so this one you need to double check lah. But if a customer don't need e-invoice, you no need to submit invoice. Okay, is this one is yes. Okay, so far still got any question? Okay, maybe some of you haven't start using the e-invoice in our system, so you don't know what will happen and what you need to what you need to ask uh at this time. But once you start to use in our system, if you face any issue or problem when using the e-invoice, then you also can contact our support lah. So we can assist you with the problem directly. Okay, can I take the record Friday Chinese section? Okay, the record, you can email or WhatsApp our support to get the recording video. Because today one I also got record lah. If you want to get the record, you can email or WhatsApp us. Okay, I just want to double confirm. Just now you means if all my customer are request e-invoice and I also have their all info, means I also can enable the e-invoice request to get the invoice right. Okay, if all your customer request e-invoice, okay, so all your customer want want to request e-invoice, but you got enable the e-invoice request in your invoice format, right? So you will send your customer with the QR code request, e-invoice QR code request. Okay, so your customer get the e-invoice request QR code, they can self to scan the QR code, fill in the info and submit. Then you can so your site can no need to do anything because your customer sell to request, sell to key in. Okay, so depends. Okay, if you have all their info, then you can submit by yourself. Also can. You can submit by yourself also. Okay, so this one, is depends. Actually, it depends. You want your customer fill in by self to submit, also can, but you want to submit for your customer also can. So because you got all the info, so you key in all the info already, then you submit at your site. After you submit, then you print out or you export out the e-invoice format to your customer lah, also can. But normally enable e-invoice request is for the customer who doing the retail or open the shop lah, I think, because got many customer walk in okay, many customer walk in, then I don't know which customer need, which customer no need, then I using this function lah. But if your customer is normal customer like regular customer or anything, then I think you submit to your customer lah. Okay. For TNP water, Inda water bill, we receive are under the landlord name. We will issue sell bill. Will this increase the landlord income? Yeah, you need to sell bill your landlord because the okay, because the LSTN want to know which landlord okay got income. Okay, let's say the renter lah. Okay, many landlord is personal. Okay, is personal. They buying this property and rent out to someone want to do the business, right? Or to renter to someone to earn the rental income. So the LSTN to know or this person buying this property is for rental income. Okay, so you need to sell build this landlord, then LSTN will know, oh, this landlord is doing the rental business or anything, then the LSTN can know lah. This landlord got this income for the rental or any other income also. So this one is means you need to report. Okay, you need to report this landlord to LHDN. Because also because this one is LHDN lose lah, because if the bill is not under your company name, so you cannot get the e-invoice, then you only can sell bill the landlord to get the e-invoice. So only can. Claim text. Okay. If you want to request the recording, if you want to request for the recording, then later you can email or WhatsApp to our support to get the recording. Okay, extra income for landlord. This one, this one actually, you need to report lah, but I'm not sure how the LHDN day will capture lah. Okay, but for your site, you need to self bill because that one is not under your company name. But at the LHDN site, this one is considered extra income or not. This one I'm not sure how the LHDN day classification for this one. Okay, if I am not sure if the customer need an e-invoice or not, so I enable e-invoice request for all customer also can, right? Yes, correct. If you're not sure which customer need e-invoice, so you just enable, then the customer get the receive with the QR code request. Then if the customer need, then they will scan and key in their info. If no need, then they will ignore. Same like the petrol station. Okay, if you go petrol station, you pump your petrol. After that, you will get the receipt, right? Okay, after you get the receipt, you can see the bit at the bottom there will got the QR code also. So if you want request e-invoice, then you can scan to request the e-invoice. But if you don't need, then you just ignore the QR code, right? Because actually it's same thing. Okay, beside enable e-invoice request method, how can I generate the e-invoice with QR code? Uh, why you need to generate the e-invoice? After you submit the invoice to e-invoice, then also will come out the QR code. So I'm not sure the QR code you mentioned is for what purpose. If the QR code is for already submit e-invoice, I want the QR code. Okay, so this one, after you already submit, the QR code will automatically come out. Okay, but make sure your report is default report is green color one. If your report is blue color one means your report already edit before, already customized before. So don't have the QR code. You need request our support to help you to add in the QR code. Yeah, yeah, yeah. After you submit, the QR code will automatically come up, will auto come up. So you no need to do anything. Unless you're using the customer report. You're using the report that already edit before. So the QR code no come out, then you can contact our support to add in the QR code. Okay. So means before you submit, the QR code will not come out. After you submit, the QR code only will come out. So enable e-invoice request is different with the e-invoice submitted QR code. Both are different. Okay, can we do e-invoice for bad debt invoice? Yeah, actually system no block no limit you cannot submit e-invoice for bad debt invoice lah. But for my suggestion, in future you got any invoice, uh better you submit within the same month lah. Okay, you don't submit the invoice after few months. Okay, still got any question? Okay, I still confused in between enable email request and normal email submission. Okay, maybe I show you by example lah. Okay, by example. Okay, this one is normal e-invoice. Don't have any haven't submit to any e-invoice yet. Okay, so this one is normal invoice. Okay, normal invoice don't have any QR code. Don't have any QR code. And also, if I using the second one, also don't have. Sorry. Maybe I disable first. Okay. If I disable this request function, okay, I using second one. Okay. Oh, this one. Okay. Okay, this one only for my invoice request function. Okay, this one only for my invoice request function. Okay, normal invoice is don't have QR code. Okay, don't have QR code. After I submit e-invoice, I think I using the the customer which got info lah. Okay, I disable first. Okay, submit e-invoice. Okay, now I want to submit e-invoice. Okay, after I submit, you can see I view the first report just now. QR code will come up. Okay, this QR code is because you already submit for e-invoice. So this QR code only will come out. But for this my invoice request, okay, uh, you can see the just now the wording is disabled. Okay, this one is e-invoice already submit e-invoice and I'll open another one is don't have submit e-invoice. Okay, is you can see now my invoice request the button the QR code is don't have show no appear at here, no appear at here. Okay, now if I enable the request, the QR code only come out, but this one is my invoice request QR code. Okay, this one is because I haven't submit e-invoice, but one I submit to e-invoice. I open a new one. Open a new one. Okay, after I submit, okay, just this one, just now I got mention, this one it will come up. This one is for my invoice request QR code. But Once I submit for invoice, oh, okay. So means after you submit invoice, right? You cannot use this format anymore. You must use using another format. Uh, mm, I think got bugs, this one. Okay, so I think I repeat that. Okay, I repeat. Uh, okay, I repeat that. Okay, this one invoice. If you want to enable the request, okay, enable request. You want to let the customer request. Then this one is the QR code. Okay, you can scan this one, the QR code. It will come out the link like this one. It will come out this link. So the customer will key in the info and then submit. Okay, so this one enable request is just the QR code is just for this link. Okay, for this link. But once you already submit, okay, maybe now I key in the info lah. I key in the info. Okay, listen now. I am the customer lah. I fill in all this info. Okay, let's say now I fill in all the info. I click submit. Okay, now let's say I am the customer. I already submit. So I already key in the info submit. Then I refresh. It will become the valid. Okay, so this one is means already submit for invoice. So it is different. After I submit for invoice, this QR code is means when you scan this QR code is already got the e-invoice info. But for the request QR code, just now that one is for the link that you need to key in the info. So actually the QR code is different. Okay, once is already submit for invoice. One is the QR code is show up the link, then you need to key in the data to submit the invoice. So both QR code is different. I'm not sure you can understand what I mean or not lah, but if you not understand, I think you can contact us, then we can more explain about this one. Okay, because you mentioned all customers are normal and they also need e-invoice. Yes, yes. Okay, because all your customer is normal, then also need e-invoice. So actually, you no need use this enable request function. This enable actually is for some customer like a walk-in customer. Walk-in customer, you don't know which customer need the e-invoice. Okay, so I wouldn't ask the customer, oh, you need invoice or not? You no need So every time I also need to ask. Okay, so I don't want every time I need to ask. So I direct print out the QR code. Then the customer, if need, then they will key in by self. If no need, then they just ignore the QR code. Yes, use the normal format to print out. Don't use the my invoice request. You use the normal format. After you submit, the QR code will auto come out. So you no need to use the my invoice request lah. I think for your case lah. Okay, hi. I realized the training I recorded. Do we get recorded? Yes, I already record this training. If you want to request the recording video, you can contact us by email or WhatsApp. Then we will send the recording video. For expenses paid to individual, I have no issues submit cell bill. Can I do this under one cell bill for September to December? Uh, okay. What you mean is you want to do in one payment voucher, is it? Because for September until December. Okay, actually is no problem lah if the individual is same person. Okay, it's same person. Then if you want to do in one PV and cell bill is allowed. Okay, unless it's different person you cannot do in one payment voucher. Okay, how can I get your support contact number? Okay, my contact okay, I got write down the support contact number. I think you better WhatsApp us lah because nowadays got many e-invoice question. So sometimes our support unable to answer your call. So better you WhatsApp first, then we can answer your WhatsApp lah. Okay, for monthly salary payout to staff, do I need to do self bill? Okay, staff no need. Staff no need to sell bill. Could you please show how to key in staff wages and staff claim petty cash? Staff wages, staff claim actually send like previous how you do lah. Okay, previous how you do PV and then pay to your staff, and then the payment by petty cash and select the account code like staff salary or staff plans. You can select the account code and then just issue like previous. And the staff is no need to do self bill, just normal key in the payment voucher. Okay, how may I know for the overseas supplier self bill? My SQL must have foreign currency module. Okay, overseas, if you got overseas supplier, then if you want to know the gain and loss, because if overseas got gain and loss, so you want the system calculate the gain and loss, so you must purchase a foreign currency module lah. But if you mention it's just for e-invoice, actually no currency module, you also can submit self bill. It's okay. Currency module is just for you want system calculate the uh gain and loss, calculate the rate, so you only purchase the currency module, not related to the e-invoice. Okay, so thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay, so still got any question? I think we until 12:30 lah. Okay, 12:30. So if don't have any question, then we just end the SQL e-invoice training. So if you still got question, we ask until 12:30 lah. Okay. I write down the email and WhatsApp number lah. Okay. Okay. So this one is the email and the WhatsApp number. If you want to get the recording video, through you can WhatsApp or email. Okay, so welcome. If our company require to submit, if our company is required to submit e-invoice to FSDN, but we unable to get all the customer name, how to submit consolidated e-invoice for the customer that we are able to get their name. If you want to submit consolidated e-invoice, you no need to get the customer info. Any info you don't have also can submit. Okay? Even though you don't have customer name, you just put in cash sales or what, also can submit. Okay? Consolidate can no need to get any info. Okay, so thank you everyone. Happy New Year. And thank you to join DLS SQL e-invoice training today. So I hope all of you can learn from this e-invoice training lah. So if face any problem, any issue when using the software or e-invoice, you still can contact our support, then we will assist you lah. Okay, so I think that's all for today. Thank you for everyone.